Hey, and welcome to session 20 in our series of lessons dealing with music theory made easy. Now, if you haven't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you can get notifications as to when we post another lesson. Now, in our last session, we dealt with diatonic chords, and a diatonic chord or triad is built from the notes within the scale, whether it be a minor scale or whether it be a major scale. Diatonic triads or chords are built from the notes within the scale. Now, just as a quick review, we have our C scale. We have our C scale. Now, the first one is a major scale, 1, 3, 5. Remember now that triads are built in thirds. Okay, triads or chords, triads, put it that way, are built in thirds. So the third up from C is E, and the third up from E is G. That's a major chord. The second scale degree in the key of C is D. Now, that second scale degree, that triad is minor. The third degree is minor. The fourth degree is major. The fifth degree is major. The sixth degree is minor. And the seventh degree is diminished. Now, what I need you to do is go back to lesson 19, I believe it is, where we go in more detail dealing with diatonic triads or chords. Okay, I don't want to take too much time going backwards. So go back into lesson 19. All right, so that you can get a good idea about diatonic chords. All right, let me take this down. And what we're going to do today is deal with rhythms, okay? Now, we were supposed to do rhythms some time ago, but so today we're going to deal with rhythms. Now, as a quick review, before we go into some rhythms, as a quick review, let's look at 4/4 time, 6/8 time. If you remember, the top 4 means there are 4 beats in a measure. The bottom 4 means that the quarter note gets 1 beat. And in 6/8 time, the top 6 means there are 6 beats in a measure, and the 8th note gets 1 beat. Now, let me say something to you. That top number can go up to 100. I mean, you won't get to that. I don't guess. But that top number could go up to 100. So I'm just want to recall it in your computer. that top number means how many beats there are in a measure. And that bottom number tells you, the 4 tells you that the quarter note gets 1 beat. The 8 tells you that the 8th note gets 1 beat. So let's go over the note values. In 4/4 time, the quarter note gets 1 beat. The half note gets 2 beats. The 8th note gets a half beat. The 16th note gets 1/4 beat. And then the whole note gets 4 beats. That's in 4/4 time. Okay, one more time. The quarter note gets 1 beat. The half note gets 2 beats. The 8th note gets a half beat. The 16th note gets 1/4 beat. And then the whole note gets 4 beats. 4/4 time. But now in 6/8 time, the note values change. Okay, 6/8 time, the note values change. In 6/8 time, the 8th note gets 1 beat. The quarter note gets 2 beats. The dotted quarter gets 3 beats. The half note gets 4 beats, and the dotted half gets 6 beats, and then the 16th note gets a half beat. Okay, one more time. In 6/8 time, the 8th note gets 1 beat. The quarter note gets 2 beats. The dotted quarter gets 3 beats. The half note gets 4 beats. The dotted half gets 6 beats. And then the 16th note gets a half beat. All right? So now, let's talk about that dot. We got a dot here. We got a dotted quarter and a dotted half. If you remember in past lessons, that dot gets half the value of the note. Okay, the dot gets half the value of the note. So if a quarter note gets in 6/8 time, if a quarter note gets 2 beats, then half of 2 is 1, so that dot is going to get 1 beat. So that's 2 plus 1, and that's going to give us 3 beats. And then you got a dotted half note. So now if the half note in 6/8 time gets 4 beats, then that dot is going to get 2 beats because half of 4 is 2. So that's 4 plus 2, and that's going to give us 6. So remember, the dot the dot behind the note gets half the value of that note. One more time, the dot behind the note gets half the value of that note. All right, so now let's do some rhythms. We're gonna start at 4/4 time. Now we did do cut time, 2/2 time, cut time. So we'll do that a little later. Rhythms in cut time a little later. Plus we need to review rest also. All right, so let's do some easy rhythms right now. Then we'll graduate to more complex. We'll graduate to more complex rhythms, okay? All right, 4/4 time. 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. So let's do a quick rhythm, all right? Let's see. It'll be easy rhythms this time. Now, I want you to look at those 2 measures. Excuse me. Remember, we're in 4/4 time. I want you to look at those 2 measures and look at them right quick and tell me if there are 4 beats in that measure. Okay, look at those 2 measures. Tell me if there are 4 beats in that measure. Okay, let's look at it. Let's see what we got. We have 4 quarter notes, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there are 4 beats in that particular measure. All right, let's look at this second measure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we got too many over here. Okay, we got too many. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to get rid of a quarter note. So now we have 4 beats in that measure. Okay. Now I did that so you're gonna have to pay attention to your especially your note values in your measures. Okay, in measures, to make sure that there are 4 beats in that particular measure. Sometimes by mistake, the writer or whoever could have put too many beats in a measure. Okay. Let me give you a prime example. Me. When I was at Suno, Miss Thea Claire Ducksworth class, orchestration and arranging, my task was to do an arrangement, a band arrangements for Ease On Down the Road from The Wiz. So I did it, and all this and did that, make sure all the instruments was in their right keys and all of this, I thought I had all the rhythms right, but there was one measure, okay, that had too many beats in it. One measure. Now, my task, all of our tasks was to take our arrangements to the band director, Mr. Kid Jordan, the jazz band director, Mr. Kid Jordan. He looked over it. Everybody had some minor mistakes because it was our first time doing band arrangements. So we gave it to him, and he found that one measure where I had too many beats in that measure. So just check to make sure, because mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. Mistakes happen. So in this particular case, I had too many beats. All right. So I had to eliminate a quarter note in order to make sure that I had 4 beats in that measure. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That first measure is 1, 2, 3. Second measure, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's do another one. Let's see if we can do 16th notes this round. We're gonna kind of see if we can do some 16th notes. Add 16th notes to it. Now, if you remember by 16th notes, we said that that's 1 beat. Okay? And it's kind of 1 E and a. 1 E and a. That's 1 beat. Okay? I'm just trying to give you a little review on it now. All right? I don't want to do that. Let's do something a bit different. All right, now let's look at that first measure. Look at this first measure. Now, does this first measure have 4 beats in it? Now, I want you to look at it and count this first measure to see if there is 4 beats in this first measure. All right, got it? Let's see. That's 1 E and a, 2 and 3, 4. So that's 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. Let me put the and the I need to put E up there. E and a. Okay? So that's 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. Kind of catch a little rhythm, huh? All right, let's go on. Now, look at this second measure. Look at that second measure to see if there is 4 beats. Do we have a straight 4 beats up there in that second measure? All right, let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, that's just like that other rhythm we had up there, but just backwards. That's all. We just turned it around. That's all we did. So it's going to be 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Got it? Got it? All right, let's do another rhythm in 4/4 time. Let's do another rhythm in 4/4 time. Let's see. Now, that one's easy. That one is easy. All right? Now, let's look at this first measure. Is there 4 beats in this first measure? Okay? Look at the first measure. And I know you know there's 4 beats because that's my version of a whole note. All right? So I know you know there's 4 beats in this measure. But this measure, all right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and, oh, too many beats in that measure. Too many beats. So what do I need to do? I need to get rid of this quarter note. All right? So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 2, 3, 4. Okay? One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, that's some simple, easy rhythms in 4/4 time. Like I said, later on, we're going to go into some a little more complex rhythms in 4/4 time. Now, let's do 6/8 time. Let's do some rhythms in 6/8 time. All right? Remember now, 6/8 time means what? 6 beats to a measure, and the eighth note gets how many beats? 1 beat. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got here now, okay? Now, that's 6/8 time. That's 6/8 time. Now, remember the note values change in 6/8 time. Note values change in 6/8 time. Let's see if you can remember what the change in the note values is. All right, let's look at it, okay? Eighth note gets 1 beat in 6/8 time, so that's 1, 2. The quarter note gets 2 beats in 6/8 time. 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the dotted half gets 6 beats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of your waltzes, excuse me, a lot of your waltzes and things like that is in either 3/4 or 6/8 time. Okay, 3/4 or 6/8 time. Now I could change that to 3/4 time and would still be the same beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 3/4 time. But in 6/8 time, be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had 9/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. I mean, that's how it is. It can go up to 12/8. All right. So 6/8 time. All right. Let's do another one in 6/8 time to make sure that we understand what's going on in 6/8 time. Let's see. Look at this measure here. Look at that measure. Now, is that 6 beats in that measure in 6/8 time? All right. Now, remember what we said about the dot. The dot gets half the value of the note that is behind. So if in 6/8 time the quarter note gets 2 beats, that means that dot is going to get 1 beat. So this is going to be 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. The eighth note gets what? 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. The quarter note gets 2 beats. 5, 6. So there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is a quarter note. All right, now if you notice, there were no whole notes in 6/8 time. There were no whole notes in 6/8 time. And I haven't found anything that even said there were whole notes in 6/8 time. Now, if you know something where you read something or studied something where there were whole notes in 6/8 time, let me know. And we can discuss it in one of our sessions, all right? So what we did today was rhythms in 4/4 time and rhythms in 6/8 time, either easy rhythms in 4/4 time and 6/8 time. Now, when we come back, we're going to come back with another lesson. When we come back, we're going to be dealing with relative minor scales. Okay. Now, next session, we're going to be dealing with relative minor scales, the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and the melodic minor. Okay. The natural minor, harmonic minor, and the melodic minor. When we come back, we're going to be dealing with those 3 minor scales. And then later on, we're going to come back with some more rhythms. Some might be a little bit more complex because we're going to do rhythms in cut time. All right. So that takes care of our session for today. And I'll see you next time in session 21.